Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades, and we are back to another episode of Rap Game UK Season 6. We are now on episode 3 and it is called Verses. You get it, don't ya? You don't ya? Because they're versing each other, but then they have to bring their verses. Okay, anyway, before we get into this video, as I always ask, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so we know I'm on doing videos. Please comment, like, share and do the good things that you do, because I continue to be on the road to 1k. Alright, so with this episode we know that 2 artists joined the mix, and I'm thinking, can Leia now keep her top spot though? That's the main thing of the thing. So in come the hosts and they let the artists know what the next challenge is. So basically they're gonna go back into the studio and they're gonna go head to head on the same beat basically. So in this challenge it's all about survival of the fittest, right? In this playground you either have it or you don't, so they could mix up, they could transform the beat but still keep it to its original playlist at the core. Or basically once they've paired off, yeah, they then have to perform it once they've laid out the track, and Target, Crept and Conan will basically choose the winner in terms of the pair offs that they have. So Subliminal was with Amani Steez. So basically, you know, they're both from Nottingham, so they both put them together to see who will come out as top dog when they pair off. So basically they do both have a different sound, so we will see who will come out on top between them two. So Subliminal is basically been the one that has been saying from the get-go there's only one space for one person from Nuts, and basically he thinks that he's the best person for that stage. All I kept on thinking is, let's not get it twisted yet. The contestants this year they ain't come to play. They each respect each other, but they all know it's still a competition at the end of the day, and they are there to win. They are there to beat out the other person, especially to get to the final, and especially to try and get the top spot of winning that 20 grand, which is going to help them to propel their career in the way that they see fit. So then they move on to Hey Dog. So Hey Dog is with Only Zizou. I honestly believe, my personal preference, I have to say, is Hey Dog has better bars and flowetry than Only Zizou, to be fair. I just have a feeling that when I was watching this at the beginning, I was like, I have a feeling that Hey Dog is going to peep Only Zizou to the post. We haven't heard what music it is that they get, and when it goes through the process as well, you don't necessarily see what bars they're really singing or what beat they're really using. You just get to see them, how they're using the studio time and what they are trying to lay down and how they work within their craft. So Leia is with Cam Keddy, and as I've found with Only Zizou as well, Leia's only been paired with someone that has come 6 when she has come first, because first she was paired with Only Zizou when he was 6 and she was first, which gave them, like, you know, a stepping stone, a start in that sense, made it look better for them because she's first. And then with Cam Keddy, he's in 6 as well at this moment in time, and again he's paired with Leia. I don't know if it's by design that they're doing this, or if they're really thinking that they want to pair their people off with people who aren't their favourites at the end of the day, because they're going to have their favourites within that thing. So if someone leaves, it ain't going to be too much of an issue for them. That's why I'm thinking there's a method in the madness to the pairing. So basically Leia is looking forward to working with Cam Keddy at the end of the day. Cam again thinks he's going to be knocking Leia off her top spot. I don't think he will, because there's something basically that has got into his head. Like, he literally is not the same person as he was when he walked through them doors so many episodes ago at the end of the day. It's kind of like something has literally snapped this man's soul from when he did the battle with Amani Steez. It's like it knocked him back a few pegs and he is literally struggling. So it's at this point that they all find out, like, the beat they're gonna get. With Only Zizou, he turns around and he says that he would like an Afro beat because he believes that Hey Dog will struggle with that type of tempo. And this is what I mean with Only Zizou. He literally is verging on that barrier, on that precipice of arrogance. To be fair, it's okay to be confident and know your craft and X, Y, and Z, but when you're starting to slip into the arrogance bound, that's where I lose people at the end of the day. So my thing would be with Subreeiizzy, don't throw out bad mind vibes at the end of the day, because usually it's the naysayer who ends up fucking themselves up, right? So we come on, and then a text comes through to tell the gang that 2 new people are coming into the group. Yeah, so here it goes again. So with this head to head, especially with the 2 new people that are coming in, them 2 are already going to be automatically paired together. So with their head to head, it's going to say who stays and who goes, basically. So it's when they walked in, it's when the new recruits walked in and they sat down, and everybody just looked at them. Just looked at them, not even a hi, how you doing? Just, I was like, damn, is that how you mean to go on? Okay, then stand on business, let them know what you're about. So we have Subreeiizzy, who is from Essex, and she is 22. She says that she is more of a conscious rapper. And then we have Yaro Always, who is from North London, and he's 21. And the thing about Yaro is the biggest flex that he has at this moment in time is his sister is shiesty. And I was like, well, damn, that's some big boots to fill at the end of the day. If you're name dropping, I hope you got the talent to back it up. That's all I want to say once you start name dropping. He says he has the bars, but we shall see what these 2 bring. So you see them get to writing. So when they get to the studio, you see Armani Steez is first. And while Armani does nothing with the beat that's been provided to him and lays down his verses, it's like Subliminal came through with a whole percussion, with a little beat change to the original, but kind of didn't take it away from the original, but more or less added to it, which is what they were looking for. Subliminal was basically making sure he ain't going to lose to Armani Steez at the end of the day, because he'd already put the gauntlet down in terms of saying that he's the only nuts person there that should be repping. Armani Steez ain't going to have that crown from him. We shall see. So it goes off to Leia and Cam Keddy. So I knew Cam Keddy was going to do a slow number with the music that they had at the end of the day, because I already done said that Cam Keddy is for the girls them at the end of the day. Leia is deciding to go emotional about her grandmother passing. All I thought was, okay, that's a deep thing to go into, and I hope you're able to get through it at the end of the day, because let's not forget that, you know what, 2 weeks before she came onto the show, her grandmother passed, so she's still going to be holding that initial like fresh grief on her, and then to be singing emotionally about the person that you were so close to that has now passed. Just hope and pray she could get through it. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. So Cam is in the booth doing his thing. This man didn't even finish his bars. Like, he didn't finish writing. He's in the studio like he ain't got nothing to lose, and I'm thinking, what the frick is going on with this man? Like, seriously, what has gone on with this man? Leia's laying down the hard work, and Cam is hardly working at all. Man was struggling for real. I was just like, at this point, he needs to decide whether he needs to like fish or cut bait, and decide, you know what, I need to move on and let somebody else take my spot, because right now Cam is in a different hemisphere. Like, since the battle, this man was like his whole soul was taken and it can't find its way back to him. That's where that man is right now. We get to Subreeiizzy and Hey Dog. So Subreeiizzy is going in with the conscious thing, yeah, as per usual, I shall say, and Hey Dog went in with a Jersey beat. I just can't wait, because they didn't really show it. They didn't even show a snippet, but he went in with a Jersey beat. It's like Hey Dog is literally coming into his own. He's gaining more confidence. He's gaining more skills. He's gaining more knowledge in perfecting his craft. And this is what you want to see when it's to do with shows like this. It's literally trying to propel people forward into making their art serious. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Hey Dog is getting from this experience, and you can see it in him. Subreeiizzy, ain't gonna lie, his track did sound kind of good, to be fair. At first I was like, ooh, is Haydar going to be able to get his pattern down, especially when it comes to using a Jersey beat, because we know it's a little bit faster and a little bit sped up. But as I said, we'll see how they get on with each of their performances, because as you lot know, I like to break down the performances beat by beat, and also as you lot know, I like to put in little snippets of their performances, so it kind of is like you won't get the whole performance, but it kind of is chipped in here, chipped in there, okay, but you'll get a gist of what it is they're sounding like and how they're, like, you know, propelling their music forward. So then we have Subreeiizzy and Yaro Always. I did wonder who would have it between these two, because they are essentially fighting against each other. You didn't really see them like showcase their talents in that sense, because I think they were just waiting for the head-to-heads for us to see what it is that they do and what they put down. So then we go to the head-to-head. So out of Subreeiizzy and Yaro Always, whoever they pick the winner at that head-to-head, the loser will go home at the end of the day. DWE was the guest star in listening to them. So Subliminal was first. Why did my man walk up there like a renter? What's the word? A renter Eminem. My man had on a cap and sunglasses. He looked hella weird. That's all I can say. Subliminal looked hella weird in that get-up. So I would have to say there was times at points that he was good, but there was points where I couldn't understand what he was singing, but the flow was good and his musicality was there too. It kind of was a different beat that we heard, but it didn't lose the original composition of the beat that he was given. Subliminal did the work, but he did fumble. He fumbled twice. And my thing is when you fumble, yeah, the art of it is not let people know that you fumbled, because these people tend to go, oh, damn, and show it. The whole face shows it. They need to learn how to use a poker face, yeah, and or how to style that shit out, so people don't know, you know what, there was meant to have been something happening there, but now I'm waiting for you to catch up to where it is that you should have been. So he did end with like a little laugh at the end of the fumble that he did, and I was like, my guy, the others are looking at you like you are not taking this seriously, my friend. At the end of the day, you need to get through your things and do your business. Do you know what I mean? This ain't the way to win a competition. Get back to where it was that you used to be.
Look, all this money made us feel like we made it, but as you know, in the trap there's no escaping. I just want to see my people on the come up. This one goes up to the hustlers.
So it's even as Crep said, Subliminal was singing in parts to remember exactly what it is that he had to say. So you could see that in his performance, that he was quite stilted and going like this. There wasn't much presentation for him, because this man was literally thinking of what bars came next. And I think you thinking like that actually caused him to fumble at the end of the day, because his presentation was bland as hell. So it went to Armani Steez, and he went a little deeper with his song, and again his song had meaning. You can see that he was literally feeling himself, because Armani Steez, have to give it to him, have to give it credit where credit's due, because they're always trying to find positives in them, is that he has a good amount of stage presence. Let's just put it that way. He looks like he could man his own shows with the stage presence that he does have. I wouldn't necessarily say that his type of music is my type of music and what I will go for, but it weren't bad. There were no fumbles there, and it's in terms of sometimes Armani Steez can chat waffle, like seriously, and this is where I do lose him. Like, I just don't think he's a good writer. Yes, he's bloody good at the craft that he does in terms of getting what he needs to say out there, but sometimes in bits it's like that's not even making sense to my ears. What am I listening to?
Man, I got this day one. They never let him out the country. Station took his right, set him up, no options. Marge, she knows that I rap a lot. To drive this game where they're scamming us, it's why rap's my first love.
So the winner out of Subliminal and Armani Steez was Armani Steez at the end of the day, which I would rate because he got through his shit and he had the presence. Whereas, you know, my man, who said that he would be the only one in place for Nottingham to represent, yeah, flew it by the wayside with his fumbles and trying to get through his bars. So next up was Cam Keddy and Leia. So Leia was first, and I have to say, Again, she lays down the vocals. Music was banging, it really was. Even within her edits within the song were banging too. She did find it hard to get through her performance, and that's where I was talking in the previous episode about the edits where she said, can I start again? Because she explained to them exactly what had happened with her grandmother, so it was just an emotional stance. She just needed a minute to collect herself before she got back in, and literally she did go in and she finished the song. All I say is, this girl is good at what she does. She is an amazing talent, and it would be so good to see her get to the final. It would actually be good to see her win, but if she doesn't win, the person I'd like her to lose out to is Hey Dog, because Hey Dog is coming into his own as well.
Can't stop, no, I won't stop. I can't stop now. The only thing on my mind is making my grandma proud. Can I start again?
So we see Cam Keddy. Cam Keddy looked worried. I was like, bearing in mind this man didn't really finish his studio time in time or finish his bars in time. I was just wondering how he was going to style this one out. But my man did it, you know. He actually did do it. He does fumble here and there, but he does kind of get through it. There is definitely something happening with Cam Keddy. Like, we don't know what it is right now, but there's something going on in his mind that's making him have stumbling blocks and putting a barrier in place in terms of making sure that he fully, like, goes out and does the thing that he did like he did in the initial episodes. Because right now he's fully gone in on himself. There's no, his usual confidence is not there. So all I'm saying is that battle must have hit this man hard, and he just ain't recovered from it at all. Man went from singing all out to getting his bars out to a whole room and enjoying himself, to literally like he's sitting in a corner mumbling to himself like he doesn't want to be there at all.
I know how you want it, I can hear you calling. Double E flows, but it's mine now, G. That you like it, you're my future wifey.
So with that one with Leia and Cam Keddy, it was a draw because they literally couldn't pick the differences between the both of them, because they both didn't have that stage presence that, you know, everybody was expecting from them. So we got to Only Zeezy and Hey Dog. So Only Zeezy was first. Again, he had bars, he made sense, but his presentation is just so boring. I'm going to keep saying that. It's like whenever he sings or raps, you just literally just want to shut off. I've never known someone that can sing in a monosyllabic. Like, seriously, like it's all just patterns of grey. No splashes of colour. That's how it comes across to me. If I was seeing it in colour, that's what it would be. Splashes of grey. And I'm like, my guy, you need to up tempo yourself somewhere. The rest of it was, the end of the song was literally just his backing and him just doing, you know. So to me, that would not win a mate, because he didn't use that space as well within his music that he created. But it was good sound, don't get me wrong, it was a good sound, to be honest with you.
Remember you called out my name and I ran to your aid, and if it's worth giving I gave, but they don't do the same. Recite our Old Testaments to make you wise.
So Hey Dog, man went hard. That boy went hard with his Jersey beat. It was so on point musically, and I think those in the competition should not underestimate Hey Dog, to be honest with you, because it wouldn't surprise me that when it comes to the ratings, that Hey Dog is first. That's all I kept on saying. It wouldn't surprise me if he was first with what he brought out. Like, seriously, and that was on the first challenge of the third episode. It was absolutely brilliant, and the reason why it's brilliant as well is Hey Dog has an edge with the accent and his stage presence. And when you see like Krypton Conan start singing your hook, you know you got it. You know you got it. When you got other people remembering your hook line, you know you got it.
If it don't make peace, then it don't make sense. If I step with my boys, then it's meant to. We step with the toys. You get drenched, got bro on the wing like Ryan Kent. Feel like Braylon, rock on my new jets. Gotta get bay one, so I got two. Was love when I landed. Don't ask me the silliest questions, I won't give you the silliest answers. Kent, if it don't make peace, then it don't make sense. If I step with my boys, then it's meant to be step with the toys. You get dressed.
So the winner out of that one was Hey Dog, which was to be expected. And all I'm saying is Hey Dog is like a little silent assassin, whereas Zizou, as I've already said, is overly confident. He gives himself these accolades, and I'm saying that he's verging in the space of arrogance right about now for me. I see what everybody else thinks if they've been watching it, but that's where I am with only Zizou at this moment in time. So then we see Subreeizy and Yaro. So either one of them lose, it's going to be bye-bye Yaro Always or bye-bye Subreeizy at the end of the day. So Yaro Always is first. Have to give him his credit. He came hard. He repped himself, to be fair. Yeah, he's bar to bar. He was on point. He was on track with his music. He took it dark still, but it's kind of the music that you already heard, tried, true and tested. It ain't anything really different in that. To be fair, I believe his presence was commanding with what he did, but I know that when he got some feedback, they did tell him that his presence needed to be pushed more out there.
Who say that they on me, I don't think they understand. Big bush in my hand, but you sink quick in that sand. These teeth ain't lipsticking on man.
So then we have Subreeizy. And for me, I would say her performance was a little bit staid. It was definitely different to what anybody else in the competition is doing. It was more along the lines of what Leia does in terms of the singing and then the conscious rapping, because she does rap in between as well. But for me, it kind of flopped. That's what I can say. Because for me, she mumbled at the beginning, and there were parts where I literally couldn't understand a word she was freaking saying. I was literally going up and down. For me, I thought Yaro would have beat her out, but he didn't. The winner was Subreeizy. I'd have to say I was shocked by that, to be honest. I think it went down to the different direction that it went in. So basically they were saying that Subreeizy was more of a breath of fresh air. Me, I would have picked Yaro Always, but I'll give props to Subreeizy. She had something completely different, that she managed to sell it more than Yaro Always, to be honest with you, and that's what they went with.
I can read your mind, it's like your senses hazy. Everything you learned before is hidden in the dark. It was inevitable, evidence written on walls, having to rise before fall, memorable moments that we made, my memories then fade. Don't let the birthday play, all of the things I'm playing.
So we are back to 7 in the house again. Okay, so the next challenge for them was to make a feature on an R&B track. So they needed to make a verse for a young artist called Bella. Bella with a H at the end, okay? So she would end up singing her hook live, and they would end up giving a verse and supporting her with the hook too. So I thought, okay, so the pressure was real in this one, and basically at the end of it, once she's heard everybody's, she would pick basically the verse that she was going to use. They get sent a sample of what it is that they're going to be, the track that they're going to be singing over, and I automatically thought this will be Cam Keddy and Only Zizou's kind of style of music. So in essence, it should, you would believe, give them an edge. For Hey Dog, it was his worst nightmare because he's never worked with that type of music before. So you see Cam Keddy go on again about he knows this genre. Man automatically believes he doesn't need a plan in which way he's going to do things. And I mean, it goes without saying that even though you're good and you're adept at the genre of music that you're building your verses on, don't think that you don't need to plan. You always need to plan. You need to put in the work. You need to build on your skills, because the bare minimum ain't going to help you, especially in this type of competition. And that's not how the industry works either. Plus, you're on RAS TV, yeah, and people just think you're all lazy and won't work with you. At the end of the day, if that's how you're going to be when it comes to your work, you need to be showing that you're putting the effort in, that you live and breathe for your craft in that sense. So, Hey Dog, as I already said, was struggling with this genre of music, but all he can do is try. So, as I've said, the artist is called Bella. I've not heard of her before, but she's known to Crept and Conan and other people within the industry. So they have a practice run through with Bella herself before they then sing it in front of like Crept, Conan and DJ Target. So as she said, Leia, she needs to breathe because she's not breathing enough when she's trying to get through to her verses. But what I heard, the snippet that I heard was really quite good. You got Subreeizy and Subliminal struggled in practice, absolutely struggled. Subreeiizzy and Zizu got it down in practice as well. Hey Dog looks scared and so well out of his comfort zone, and Cam Keddy basically thinks he may upstage Bella at the end of the day. And all I thought is Cam needs to be careful, because the best laid plans, when you don't have a plan, ain't great. That's all I'm going to say on that point. So then we get to the individual performances on this one. So with Cam Keddy, he fumbled so big that he had to stop before carrying on. And I thought, this is what happens when you don't prep because you think you've got it. Even Conan got mad and basically saying he just wanted to hear the song at the end of the day. That's what all he wanted to do, get through the sheet so he can hear what he's doing. The confidence in Cam Keddy is completely like decided, I'm hitting the road, Jack, and don't come back no more, no more, no more, no more. It hit the road. That's all I can say on that one. And it's a shame. It really is a shame for him to see him drop like that. And this is where you know that something else is going on with this man. And until he sits and actually has conversations and talks to someone about it, he ain't going to be able to get past this block that he's put into place. Because at this moment in time, that block that he's put in place right now is affecting his whole performance, his whole career right about now.
I hate it. Go play this situation.
Look, keep it 100 more than 100 with me. Yeah, cause I need to know if you're fucking with me. Can we do one more?
And man just want to hear the tune, dog.
So as I said, he eventually got through it. His bars went hard. Like, it was really good. He needs to fly back with his comeback. Like, literally fly back with his comeback. So Leia went next. Her set was wavy. She went hard too. Telling you, it's like literally everything this girl puts her pen to, it just shines. Her stage presence is completely on point. And this just ain't me being biased. If you've watched it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about.
What's the situation? What's the situation? Cause it doesn't make sense from where I'm situated. Talking about money, maybe fame was the issue.
So Oli Zuzu was next, and the fact that he positions himself in front of the artist like he's the main character, and I was like, mate, you're literally just the backing vocals in this challenge, to be honest with you. His performance was good, don't get me wrong, and he gave it a bit more pizzazz, which is what I liked. He gave it a bit more stage presence, and I was like, okay, now I see you. I can kind of see you, do you know what I mean? He did sing, like when Bella was singing her hook, I thought he sang a little bit over her and it was a little bit louder, and I think he needed to temper back or try and at least go octave deeper than her, then to make it blend and match. But hey ho, that's just my thoughts at the end of the day.
Doing things to fool the media would make us new fools. Doesn't mean we scrap the couple's channel sitting on YouTube. She don't have a blues clue, so welcome to the new school.
So you see, Correcton Conan basically gave Oli Zuzu huge praise for that performance and how they saw it. He definitely did better than Cam Keddy, ain't gonna lie. He did better than him. But we knew that Cam Keddy should have blown this challenge, like seriously blown through this challenge, because it's his genre of music. It's what he uses when he puts his own music out. So Subliminal is next. It was okay. Didn't wow me in the slightest. He got his bars out, but my thing is I think he softened himself for the music, which I didn't think he needed to to be honest. I think he should have went that little bit harder with it, and it probably would have sounded so much better. But yeah, it was just okay.
10 times 10, you see the flowers I send. Don't tell a friend, tell a friend. They say the blacker the berry, not the sweeter the juice.
So Armani Steez went next, and he was talking about how he wants to push his stage presence rather than focus on the bars. And I'm like, my guy, you need to focus on your writing to make it make sense at the end of the day. Because yes, Armani Steez has stage presence galore at the end of the day. And when he performs though, it don't mean nothing if the words don't make sense. But I ain't gonna lie, he got through it. He did well. He made sense too. So that was a good one for him. He actually made sense in this challenge.
Head up, working on the next one, then gets a present as Mrs. Independent. Look, never labeled, always lived against it, and now her name rings to those even with dementia.
So Subreeizy went next, And she was basically definitely out of her comfort zone, kind of like Hey Dog. But she did let that get to her because she literally forgot her words at first. But sometimes, as I said, she can mumble a lot and it's really hard to hear her. Other parts were good. The song was good, to be fair, what you could hear of it.
Love, never give up of love. In between or underneath, and there's no need for me to scream.
So then you get to Hey Dog. And his words, cadence, musicality, everything was spot on. This boy did not have to worry about nothing. He went hard and he cantered his lyrics to Bella, which is what you want in a hook at the end of the day. He was literally out of his comfort zone, but you wouldn't have thought it, you know. You wouldn't have thought it with how he did his performance. I'm telling you, there were no stumbles, there were no fumbles. I think definitely he's going to be number one in these ratings all round because he did two absolutely phenomenal performances at the end of the day.
It's as simple as me and you. Sometimes we have to elevate both me and you. Separate to elevate. I've been elevating. Keep your energy protected in your vibration.
So when they went and they asked Bella, like, which song is she going to use? Who was it for her? And she basically said, Hey Dog. I was like, I'd have give it to him too. Like, seriously, I would have give it to him too. So Cam, you can see, is fully in his head. It's like the enjoyment of this whole process to show that everything has left him. He knows that he's not in it for real right now. So basically he talks about his life a little bit, and he talks about the fact that he is a young dad, he has a young son, and he also has a stepson, which I props for him at the end of the day. So then you kind of get context to why he's feeling the way that he's feeling, because if he's put this pressure on himself to try and make it big, especially in terms of giving his family what he didn't have growing up, he probably at that moment of the battle felt like he was failing at his craft, which is what he didn't want to do. So that made him miss his family probably all the more, especially thinking about the fact that, you know what, he wants his family to be proud of him. So I kind of get why he's feeling out of sorts. And it was good in terms of and I'll get to the ratings, but after the ratings, Crep decided to stay back and have a little chat with Cam Keddy, basically to get a feel on where his head is at and see if he's okay, and to give him that advice, which he did give him, and it was good advice that he did give him. So hopefully in the next episode we get to see the Cam Keddy that we all know and love back to the forefront. So now I'll come to the rankings. So it came to Cam Keddy being in 7th. He already knew why he was going to come in 7th. He didn't have any aspirations in terms of thinking he will come higher than what he was already, but he knew that something had to change. And of course, you always have one in the group that always has to be the damn voice of reason when they give an opinion that nobody freaking needs right about now. I mean, the guy is already down and you're kicking him even further down, and we all know who that was who said what they needed to say, which was only Zizu. So basically he was there to remind Cam how peak it is for him, because now he's been in 2nd, 6th and now 7th. Thank you, Only Zizu. Like, really make the man feel great, you know what I mean? So Subreeizy was in 6th place, which wasn't surprising, to be fair, and she didn't feel no way about that, to be honest with you. You got Laya was in 4th, so she was knocked off the top spot. Laya didn't understand why she was in 4th place, but I got it. I honestly got it, because at the end of the day, you just about got through the first challenge that they set you, and then in the second challenge, there were people there that did just that little bit more than you at the end of the day. So Subliminal ended up in 5th, because I forgot about Subliminal, and again that's the 2nd time in 5th for him, so he needs to do something too. Amani Steez got 3rd, so he's kind of creeping up, because he started in the lower ranks and now he's kind of creeping up towards the top spot, so he's doing something well. And then you got Only Zizu is in 2nd. I'm kind of glad that he's in 2nd, because my man needs to be humbled a little bit, man, but he's creeping up the rankings. But Hey Dog is the one that got in the way, let's just put it that way. So yes, Hey Dog is 1st, and I'm like, he just rocked that week, basically perfecting his craft, and I'm hoping that he will only get better by then, because I have to say that Hey Dog has been one of my favourites from the get-go, the same way that Leia's been one of my favourites from the get-go, the same way that Cam Keddy has been one of my favourites from the get-go, and I'd say Subliminal's been one of my favourites from the get-go as well, but he's kind of slipping a little bit and he needs to bring it back. So basically that is where it finished. That is where it left off, because I've already spoken about the fact that Crep did speak to Cam Keddy on his own. So hopefully, as I said, Cam can learn from what was spoken about and come back true and strong in the next next part of the competition. And that is where I am going to leave it, and I'll be back very, very soon with the next episode when it is back on my screen, you lovely lot. As I always ask, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so you know when I'm doing videos. Please comment, like, share and do all the good things that you do, because I continue to be on the road to 1k. Peace out.